The land of Fairmont Crest is about to be blown wide open, and I am legitimately shaking just thinking about what Monday, June 8, has in store for us. If you thought the recent plasma ring bust was the peak of the drama, you need to buckle up, because Beyond the Gates is about to deliver an episode that will shift the entire landscape of the show. We are talking about unmasked villains, desperate cries for help, romantic entanglements that are destined for disaster, and a party crasher who simply refuses to take a hint. The sheer magnitude of the campy, high-stakes drama slated for this Monday is off the charts, and every single secret that has been simmering in the shadows is about to reach a boiling point. Let's kick things off with the moment we have all been waiting for with bated breath. Picking up directly from the nail-biting cliffhanger of Friday, June 5, the mysterious, terrifying leader of the plasma ring, the elusive impaler, will finally step out of the shadows and show their face. For weeks, this shadowy figure has terrorized the community, orchestrated a massive black market syndicate, forced poor Grayson Perez into a corner, and indirectly caused the tragic, heart-wrenching death of our beloved hero, Derek Baldwin. Joey Armstrong and Randy Parker found themselves standing face to face with this criminal mastermind, and the look on Joey's face said it all. He didn't just look scared, he looked utterly stunned. Fans immediately noticed that the casino owner recognized the person standing before him, even though the camera cruelly kept their face hidden from us. Who could possibly elicit such a visceral reaction from a hardened, manipulative man like Joey Armstrong? My mind is racing with the possibilities, but there is one theory that is gaining massive traction, and it makes perfect, twisted sense. Could the brilliant actress Ashley Jones be making her highly anticipated debut on Monday's show as Joey's sister, Heather Armstrong? Just imagine the absolute betrayal and shock if Joey realizes that his own flesh and blood is the ruthless puppet master behind all this illegal red market activity. Joey is no saint. We all know he has his hands dirty with the casino and his hidden involvement in Doug McBride's supposed death, but the plasma ring is a whole different level of evil. If Heather is the impaler, how will Joey react? Will he protect his sister and get dragged deeper into the criminal underworld, or will he turn her over to the authorities? And what about Jacob Hawthorne? The man is practically drowning in PTSD and survivor's guilt, making dark vows to avenge Derek. If Jacob finds out Joey is tied to the impaler by blood, the fallout will be cataclysmic. Will Joey be forced to choose between his family and his own freedom? While Joey is dealing with the devil in the flesh, his romantic partner is spiraling into a pit of absolute despair. Across town, Vanessa McBride is going to reach her breaking point and issue a desperate SOS. The walls are rapidly closing in on Vanessa, and the sheer anxiety of her situation is becoming too much for her to bear. She knows that Jacob and the police are sniffing around Joey's casino. She knows that Joey's business activities are incredibly dangerous, and she is terrified that his life, and by extension, hers, is in imminent jeopardy. In a moment of sheer panic, Vanessa reaches out, and who answers the call? The epitome of grace and resilience, Danny Dupree. I have to say, the dynamic between Vanessa and Danny is one of the most fascinating aspects of this show. Vanessa is going to trauma dump all of her massive anxieties onto Danny, and thankfully, her friend will offer a much-needed sounding board. Danny will sit there, listen patiently, and provide the kind of grounded advice that only a Dupree can offer. But let's take a step back and look at the emotional weight of this scene. Vanessa is still deeply mourning the passing of her husband, Doug McBride, or at least she thinks she is mourning him. We, the viewers, know that Doug recently made a cryptic appearance to Deanna, leaving us all wondering if he is actually alive and plotting a massive revenge scheme against Joey. If Doug is alive, Vanessa's entire world is built on a fragile lie. How long until that lie shatters? And let's not forget that Danny is dealing with her own massive mountains of trauma. It takes a truly selfless person to absorb someone else's panic when they are fighting their own silent battles. Danny recently tested positive for the BRCA gene, a terrifying health update that has left her husband, Andre Richardson, paralyzed with the fear of losing her. On top of that, Danny just suffered a horrific traumatic flashback from her past, which many of us suspect is deeply tied to her toxic, broken marriage with Bill Hamilton. Speaking of Bill, the man is currently being poisoned by his current wife, Haley, and is suffering from severe hand tremors while simultaneously reminiscing about his days with Danny. Naomi Hawthorne is already terrified that Bill is recatching feelings for her mother. With all of this heavy, suffocating drama surrounding Danny, how much more can she take before she breaks? Will helping Vanessa be the straw that breaks the camel's back, or will it give Danny a distraction from her own chaotic reality? Speaking of chaotic realities, let's shift our focus to the Richardson brothers. While the women are dealing with life and death stakes, Andre Richardson and Ted Richardson will meet up to catch up and chat about their respective romances. On the surface, this sounds like a nice brotherly bonding moment, but we know better. There's nothing simple about love in Fairmont Crest. Let's start with Ted. Oh, Ted. He is walking straight into a romantic minefield, and he doesn't even have a map. He just finally got a commitment from Shanice Johnson, who realized she wants to be with him after the devastating loss of Derek. But Shanice is deeply engulfed in her grief, planning a private memorial with Ashley Morgan. While Shanice is mourning, what is Ted dealing with? His gorgeous ex-wife, Nicole Dupree, just dropped the mother of all bombshells by confessing that she has been having steamy fantasies about him. Can we just pause and appreciate the sheer audacity of Nicole? She and Ted have so much history, and the chemistry between them is still undeniably electric. Ted recently nominated Nicole for the Chief of Staff position at Garland Memorial, which rubbed her the wrong way at first, but it clearly sparked something else. As Ted sits across from Andre, sipping his drink, you have to wonder what is going through his mind. Will he tell his brother about Nicole's confession? Is Ted truly committed to Shanice, or is the temptation of falling back into bed with Nicole too strong to resist? Are we about to witness the rebirth of one of Fairmont Crest's most passionate super couples, or is Ted about to break Shanice's fragile heart? Then we have Andre, the devoted, protective husband. When he talks to Ted, you can bet that his deep-seated fears will bubble to the surface. Andre is a man who knows profound loss. He lost both of his parents in a tragic plane crash years ago. The thought of losing Danny either to the BRCA gene or to the lingering, toxic ghost of Bill Hamilton terrifies him to his core. He has already confessed these fears to his stepdaughter, Chelsea, but talking to his brother might bring out a different, more fiercely protective side of him. Will Andre ask Ted for advice on how to handle Bill's constant hovering? Will the brothers make a pact to protect their family at all costs? The emotional undercurrents in this conversation are going to be incredibly strong, and I cannot wait to see how these two phenomenal actors play off each other. Finally, we absolutely must talk about the impending disaster that is Martin Richardson's big political fundraiser. This is not just any party, this is the social event of the season, and it is serving as the backdrop for the massive, highly anticipated crossover event with the young and the restless. Vernon Dupree has officially invited his old friend, the legendary Victor Newman, who is arriving in absolute style via a private helicopter. Martin's childhood friend, Kyle Abbott, is also in town, bringing his parents, Jack and Diane Abbott, straight from Genoa City. The country club is going to be packed with the absolute who's who of the DMV and GC. It is a night of glitz, glamour, high-stakes politics, and sparkling champagne. But there is one person who is glaring at this glittering event from the outside, and she is absolutely furious. Enter Leslie Thomas. None of the Duprees want her there. In fact, nobody wants her there. Leslie has been on an absolute tear lately, causing chaos wherever she goes. She recently crashed the Garland Memorial press conference, faking tears over Derek Baldwin just to protect her clinic's reputation. She threatened Darlene Hawthorne at the police station, completely embarrassing Eva. And let's not forget that she relentlessly harassed Anita Dupree at the country club, causing the poor woman to collapse in front of everyone. Leslie is a walking, talking wrecking ball, and she is determined to snag a ticket to Martin's gala. The word no simply does not exist in Leslie's vocabulary. Beyond the Gate spoilers and preview clips have already confirmed that Leslie will crash the party one way or another. The lengths she will go to in order to get inside that country club are going to be nothing short of legendary. Will she steal an invitation? Will she blackmail a staff member? Will she simply strut through the front doors in a stunning gown and dare anyone to physically remove her? Leslie's psychological need to be at the center of power and attention is going to drive her to do something incredibly reckless. But here is the most terrifying part. Leslie's party crashing is going to be the least of their worries. We already know from the weekly previews that a massive, devastating tornado is going to hit Fairmont Crest on the exact night of Martin's fundraiser. The calm before the storm is going to shatter in the most literal sense. The lights will go out. The crowd will panic. The crystal chandelier will come crashing down to the floor, and glass will shatter everywhere. We've seen the terrifying footage of Jack Abbott trying to help Diane in the dark, Chelsea looking horrified, and Ted, Nicole, and Vanessa staring in absolute terror at something or someone on the floor. And let's not forget Kat Richardson with blood on her hands, whispering that it isn't hers. When Leslie forces her way into that party, she is walking straight into a literal and figurative war zone. Will her selfish desire to crash the gala end up costing her her life? Will the tornado claim a victim that we never saw coming? The sheer level of impending chaos is giving me goosebumps. Every single storyline from the impaler's deadly unmasking, to Vanessa's frantic SOS, to Ted's messy love triangle, to Leslie's unhinged party crashing is converging into a perfect storm of soap opera brilliance. Monday's episode is going to set off a chain reaction of drama that will leave Fairmont Crest forever changed. I don't know about you, but I am counting down the seconds until the opening theme plays. Will everyone survive the night, or is the body count about to rise?